If there's something strange in your neighbourhood, who are you going to call? If you live in New York, the answer is Paranormal NYC, the city's local ghost investigation service. Let's go find out about what they do. With me now is Dom Villella from Paranormal NYC. Dom, what kinds of paranormal activity do you investigate?
We get calls from practically everybody from all different types of activities. So, I mean, if somebody calls us and thinks their home might be haunted or their business might be haunted. So most of the time we're getting private homes or businesses.
What's the process? What do you do first when you receive a call?
The first thing you want to know after interviewing the client, you want to make sure that it's worth your time and that it's a serious call. We don't get many prank calls. I mean, so we're lucky that way. But you know, sometimes people call because they're lonely, and then there's other people who call you because they have another problem that they think might be paranormal. So it's a process of figuring that out.
What kinds of paranormal activity do you investigate?
Most people have a feeling that they're either being watched or they catch things out of the corner of their eye, and they hear things. A lot of people hear footsteps. That seems to be the most common, is the footstep.
So when you actually go to a site and conduct an investigation, what tools do you use?
This is called an electromagnetic field detector. Electromagnetic fields sometimes can cause people to have hallucinations. Right. So what we're looking for is if we see very high levels of electromagnetic fields, we could kind of, explain to a person that even by lowering that, it could probably lower what they're experiencing. This is temperature. You're looking for drastic temperature changes, not within 4 or 5 degrees. We're talking about 20-degree temperature drop. This is a natural electromagnetic field detector. This will not pick up man-made electricity. And so when we're looking for something paranormal, this is one of the few instruments that we feel is more tailored towards it. This is something that we feel will pick up subtle energy shifts. What this is a frequency meter. We're looking for, again, not necessarily subtle changes, but drastic changes in frequency ranges.
Right.
Now a multimeter, which is a typical electrician's meter, what we're looking for is a person's body voltage. This is just a regular audio recorder. We'll ask questions, and then we're hoping maybe we get answers. We also have other recorders that pick up very low frequencies or very high frequencies, even frequencies we can't hear. But we have programs that we could actually see that if anything's going on in those frequencies also.
What are some of the things that people mistake for paranormal activity?
In people's homes, I mean, a lot of people don't even realize something as simple as an alarm clock that can actually give off these very high electromagnetic fields that people who sleep too close to them will have a reaction to it. Another thing people don't realize too is old houses, they settle, they make weird noises.
You mentioned that you asked questions, that you'd walk into a room and ask a question. What kinds of questions would you ask?
Well, originally we started asking questions like, is anybody here, and what's your name? And then we realized that if somebody was talking to me and said to me what's your name? And I don't know if I would answer them either. So we kind of talk to them the way I'm talking to you.
Right.
We kind of we talk as if it's a friend of ours. We try to be compassionate.
What made you want to become a paranormal investigator?
I think that even when I was a kid, I think kids used to think I was a little morbid because I kind of looked at the other side. I was more interested in what happens to us after we die. And I started reading books about that when I was probably about 10. And then I was always interested to try to if there was any proof. And I kept reading and reading. I was like, nobody's giving me proof.
Now, be honest, were you influenced by Ghostbusters?
I think everybody in this field was influenced by in a way you kind of have to be. In a very funny way, they hit on a lot of things in that movie that were kind of accurate. In the first movie, I think they were using Zener cards and doing tests like that and shocking people. Some of this stuff was really used in parapsychology labs, so they grabbed real things.
Have you ever seen anything that is absolutely proof of paranormal activity?
No, I don't think anything truly proves it. The closest I think we come to are probably mediums, a really good medium who has some sort of communication with the other side. I think, what we're doing more than anything is helping people. I think the proving, I think we're a long way from proving. I'm glad I'm 41 now. I'm glad I started when I did, because I feel like maybe if I have another 40 years in the field, I might be around when some of this is proven.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us today, Dom.
Thank you.
I'm Morton, and you've been watching Rocketboom.